Very good. Just want to make sure that we're viewable. All right. Hey, everybody, this is Carlos Phoenix with Saphira Ventura, and today we're going to have another gallery opening here in Manhattan. But one of our artists that are having their artwork hung here with us is not here in New York, but we decided to go live anyway and have a show with her where she's sitting right now in Florida. Hello, Phillips.
Hello.
How are you?
Glad to be down here where it's warm.
So where in Florida are you?
We're close to Cocoa Beach. We're in
Nice.
Rockledge, but it's
Yeah, definitely
lovely
better
area.
weather than it is here in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so tell me who's next to you.
This is my partner and my right arm and my rock. This is
Oh,
Bud Melanson. We met about 13, 14 years ago. He had lost his wife and I'd lost my husband, and we met at a singles dance. And we've been dancing
nice.
ever since.
Well, that's awesome. Well, so
Yeah,
one, I
yeah,
love hearing stories like that because it just, to me, tells me that love just doesn't die, you know?
correct.
Some of us don't exactly
Correct.
have the best experiences in marriage, but I'm not going to dwell into
Yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
Phyllis, one, I'm very honored to speak to you. We have some of your artwork here in the gallery and wanted to be able to have a chance to chat with you, let people know about you, because sometimes you show up at an art gallery, you see the art, but you don't know the person. So this is a great
That's
opportunity for us
correct.
to kind of get a little bit of a gist of the artist and what brought the art to being. So tell me a little
Right.
bit. You were born in Tennessee, is that right?
That's correct. And I lived there until 2003. Um, I used to do the art shows. I used to do watercolors all the time. I got into that early in the probably the late 70s, early 80s. My son came home from school one day and he had painted this toucan bird. And I told him, I said, Philip, that's really nice. Would you like to go out to the university and take some classes? And he said, yes, Mom, if you will. So that's the way I got started.
Nice. And so, first of all, what inspired you? Was someone in the family artist and you kind of said, oh, I'd like to do that? Or what got you into it?
Basically, when I went out to the university and took those classes, they were oil. And then I was the organist at our church. And one of the ladies that moved in the community, she was a watercolor artist and also a teacher, instructor. So we became good friends. And she told me, she said, Phyllis said, why don't you take one of my classes? So I did. So she has been my mentor and my inspiration all these many years. And I went from the watercolors. We did a lot of shows all over the U.S. and did a lot of the wholesale market shows after I got to a little bit, more professional.
Hmm.
And so I've got my work all over the U.S. and all over Europe. So I feel very, very blessed and very fortunate. Then after my husband passed in '99, I traveled a little bit, closed my gallery, and then I moved down here. And I didn't do my art for a while, just would do commissions for family members or something like that.
So I'm going to show a little bit of
And
that
I met
art.
Bud.
We're looking at your website. So go ahead.
Okay, these are some of my later ones. um, these are since I've been here. Most of these that's in the website are my later paintings. That one is called My Cup Runneth Over. Um,
Mhm.
Whenever I met Bud and we started dating, and he gave me some pictures of his hometown, and I did those in a collage. And he said, we need to get your work back out there. So he got me back into doing the art business again.
Wow. No, that's nice. Now,
Yeah.
when you do your art, are you trying to just represent what you see in nature? Is it an emotional thing? Are you trying to say something particular with your art?
Most of the time, I never know what I'm going to paint when I start. So I'll start with color, and as I see and feel, it develops from there. So Bud wrote a book, Road to Inner Vision, and so we call it my inner visions.
Nice. Now I understand. So you mentioned that you used to play organ at the church. Is that right?
That's correct, right?
And so you also play
I've been in music all
piano,
my life. I was playing right in the organ, hmm and
and
I
you used to
used
do
to play the
lessons.
violin, but I
Oh,
gave that
really?
up. I
So,
did.
so you're multi-talented.
Well, I just stay busy.
Very nice. And at some point, you said you had moved away from Tennessee, but when you do these moves, does that change your, let's say, your look of your art, for example? Like, is your environment part of your process?
I haven't thought about it in those terms, but probably so, because I moved down here after my husband passed, and my son he flew for Southwest, and he transferred from Dallas to Melbourne. So I came down here spent the winter with him one in 2002, and loved it and bought a place, and just the whole. I've always loved Florida. I've always loved the warmth. So the palm trees and the air and the sun, the sky, everything about it I love.
Nice.
So it
Now,
makes me happy, and I want to present that happiness to other people when they look at my work.
very good. Now, you have a series of art that we're looking at here, and
Uh-huh.
there's a few pieces that are focused on music. So tell us a little bit
Right.
about that.
Okay. Whenever I met Bud, along with some others, when I knew no one, and so by going to the singles dance, we all enjoyed the music, and that just kind of started getting back when they said you need to get your work back out there. So I started painting again, but this time just in acrylics, and I've had just a lovely time and been very successful with it. But I love music and I love doing that, and it just that's part of me. My When I was real young, I started playing for Sunday school when I was 11 years old. So I've been in it all my life. So.
I mean, I, I like your pieces, but I think the series of the piano and the trumpets and stuff, I think those are my favorite. There's some power behind it.
Yeah,
It's just a lot of, you can sense the liveliness of the music in it.
yeah, well, good. I'm going to try to show you the one behind me. Then it's a new one.
Oh, very
Um,
nice. A little
let's
exclusive
see.
here.
Let's see. I don't know whether I can get it or not.
Oh, you got it?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
This is
So tell
one
me a
I've
little bit
been
about
working
that.
on. Okay, this is kind of part of where we live, of course, close to the ocean. And the porpoises play in the river and also, of course, in the ocean. Then we have the birds, and then the waves represent um, the round circles represent waves and the musical waves of life and the things that we go through in life. Do we make music or do we hit sour notes? And the birds or people represent people in our lives that help pull that music out of us. So I don't know whether you can see or not
Yeah, I
the
see the clouds.
ribbon of the music notes, keep down into the boat. hmm
Very
And
nice. Now, is this
then
commissioned
the
or is
little
this just a
angel
piece you
over
wanted
in
to
the
make?
cloud. Yes, this is
I,
a commission
very
piece,
nice.
but I had done a smaller version of this and she loved it. And so she wanted a commission of it. This one's a little different than the other one but it's still the same theme.
Understood. So now you're showing here at Saphira Ventura, and I'd like to know a little bit more about that relationship because, you have been showing not only here in New York, but like you mentioned before, Europe and I believe Asia. So tell me a little bit about that.
I met, Al, I can't remember Al's last name, with Saphira Ventura. I think it was in 2017. He had seen my website, I'm assuming, that needing artists for the Art Basel show when they were doing that. And that's the way that we initially met. So I've been working with them ever since.
Awesome. And so tell me a little bit about, did you get to travel to Europe, or do you just send the paintings?
This time I've sent the paintings I would have gone, but due to some health issues, I haven't been able to do that.
Understood.
But I have been to Europe several times, and we spent 6 weeks in Greece, Bud and I did. So I have several paintings, and I think it's on my website from my trip there.
Yes, your website has a huge collection of the different, I guess, themes that you have. You got your floral, you have the music and stuff like that. Now, do you have kids?
I do. I have 2 sons and I have 3 grandchildren.
Beautiful.
And
are any of them artists?
They could be. They do, but they don't do it professionally.
Okay. Excellent. So your medium, you mentioned acrylic and you mentioned oils. What is it now?
It's acrylic now, mainly acrylic. It's
and it's on canvas,
easier for
right?
me to. Yes.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to be doing the opening in about an hour, so we're going to be setting up. But I wanted to have this opportunity to talk to you and introduce you to our world and our audiences throughout the internet and our website as well. So I really appreciate the fact that you took the time to share a little bit about you with us. So is there anything you wanted people to know, like where to find you? Are you on social media?
I am on social media, and also my website, Phyllis Shipley Fine Art. And you can contact me there through Alcinda, Saphira Ventura. We work together well.
Yes.
And
she's very.
just check out the.
She had, like, when she talks about you, I just see that there's a lot of emotion in her when she talks about you. So I know she cares very much about you.
Well, I feel the same way. Very
Absolutely.
nice, lovely, lovely people. And I hope to get up that way. I had wanted to be able to come for this show, but just wasn't able to, but maybe in the spring.
Hopefully, that'd be great.
Yeah, hopefully in the spring.
So you focus on your health. I greatly appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing your story. And I'm glad that some of us that were not maybe even coming to the gallery got at least to see some of your artwork.
Well, that's awesome. And I appreciate it, and give my regards to everyone, and to enjoy life. It's not a problem to be solved, but a gift to be enjoyed.
Oh, love it. Thank you so much. All right, guys, thank you for joining us once again. We're going to be trying to do these shows as often as possible. We're showing a lot of artwork. We have a lot of gallery openings coming up, and we're going to be traveling the world as well. So thank you so much for joining. And until next time,